You
were
loved it.
you're turning
No,
into a dad.
really bad.
No, you loved it.
Especially because you didn't do the nerds.
My
Yeah.
nerds. Sorry.
Now you're gonna start wearing jorts and one of those St. John's Bay rugbies from the '90s with the stripes with the New Balance and a fanny pack. That's Blue's new look.
Would I be
Debuting
getting
next
it
week.
from your closet?
And the New Balance have to be completely
Fuck
white. There can't be any other color
you.
but white.
I don't wear New Balance.
That's the part of it he's upset
I've
about.
I've
Goldeneye
got
says, I'm wearing jorts.
I've got the jorts.
Hashtag Team Jorts.
Yeah, baby. I've got 2 pairs of jorts and a fanny pack and a bunch of fanny packs. But I swear to God, I will not wear the all white orthopedic support Nikes or New Balances or Reeboks. Sorry.
Fair enough. Fair enough. The harbinger of senior citizen.
Exactly.
You know, the first time I
Ebo.
read that word, I thought it was harbinger
Harbinger of what?
or harbinger.
What are we binging? I'm down.
I think everybody did. Hey, Puzzle. Hey, everybody. Good evening. How are you?
All right. Well, I know we have a lot of topics this evening that everybody is quite looking forward to getting into. As we, so let's get the show started. Welcome everyone to Gamers Week podcast. Like the name says, we analyze the best, worst, and weirdest headlines of the past week in the video game industry. This is episode 219, and today is Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. My name is Blue Williams, and I'll be your host for this evening. But as you can see, I am not alone. I do have 2 fine co-hosts with me. In honor of Canada
I was
Day.
to say, apparently,
Let me arrange my windows. Damn.
fine enough to remember.
Yeah.
In honor of Canada Day, my first co-host spent the day going on an extended beaver hunt. He looked for big beavers, small beavers, beavers that were wet, beavers that had any color of hair, and even beavers that were hairless. Ryan Payne, a.k.a. Retro Game Brews, did you have any success finding some good beaver today?
Unfortunately, I have a dry spell.
You're not looking
There's
at the
no
right
beaver
spots.
around, huh?
Yeah. I looked everywhere for the beavers.
Have you seen those videos of like a wrangler trying to get one of the beavers? Like I think it looks like a beaver. Like it's standing up on its hind legs and he's trying to put the tassel or whatever around its like midsection. And he's just like, ah! That's the beaver hunt that
beaver?
Ryan was on. Yeah.
I really don't want that to work with the euphemism we've been going with.
Maybe you just need a better tassel?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Longer one.
My second co-host recently learned that he is the long-lost twin brother to WWE star CM Punk. The one and only Donnie G, tell us, was it awkward when you suddenly showed up at family Sunday dinner?
I kind of figured that since I was family, I would have had an in, not maybe for money, but for like WrestleMania tickets or something like that. That did not go over so well.
Nothing? Not
No.
even free tickets?
No. He kicked me out, disowned me. What a bastard.
I mean,
Well-
you were the son that got put up for adoption, I guess. But...
Oh.
At least didn't end like the fake brother in There Will Be Blood.
You know, I've never seen that movie.
Oh my God, you have to. It's so good.
It's long.
I just
It's
kind of ruined it though
really
for you.
long.
Yeah, thanks. I know the whole like, I drink your milkshake. I know that part, but yeah. And then I've abandoned my boy. I have no idea the premise of the movie. I know he's like an oil tycoon, but that's it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Close enough. Do you remember calling your parents from the payphone outside the roller rink and asking them to come get you because they did a couples only skate to Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time, but no one asked you to skate?
Oh, Ralph Wiggum. Oh.
Ralph Wiggum.
If so, you probably have back pain now. Your comfort deserves to evolve with you. That's why Blacklight is not just creating gaming chairs, they're building a movement for healthier, freer, and more inspired play, work, and creation. For listeners of the show, Blacklight is offering a 15% discount using coupon code GWP26. Visit blacklight.com/gamersweek podcast or follow the link in the show notes.
If you're
Ryan
lost
is
and you
singing to himself.
will sign me. Time after
To time.
time after time.
Let's move on to our reviews, reactions, and requests. Martin Westcott says, I plan to make GTA 6 my first ever pre-order. Lack of a physical release caused me to change my mind.
Good choice, sir.
Yes.
Good choice.
I believe Martin Westcott will not be pleased with the other headlines from today.
Right.
Sean Louise said, I was extremely excited about the Steam machine, but I can't abide the price. My hope was to ditch PlayStation and Xbox and stick with a Steam console my whole family could enjoy, not doing any upgrades until prices come down.
I dig
Amen.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my hope as well. But that ain't happening anytime soon.
I thought you were a Sony pony.
We're
Fair enough.
Past tense. Past tense.
past tense.
Fair enough.
And finally, Arcade Main says the I can build a better PC for cheaper thing, assuming that's still even the case, is a very flawed argument because Steam Machine isn't for those people willing to do that. It's for people who can't or don't want to do those extra steps. They just want something simple that works without the hassle. Which I
then you could-
understand.
then a prefab PC
Yeah.
as well might be a pretty good investment. I don't know.
I mean, I'm usually that person. If I can pay a little bit extra for less hassle, I will typically do that. But I think in this case, having the full disclosure of, you really can build a much better machine for the same price or better than you're buying here. And if you know that and you still with full knowledge want to pay too much for a subperforming machine, then by all means you do
Yeah.
you. But
Have
I
at it.
don't know if I'd agree it's not a valid argument.
Well, it's not a valid argument currently because of the price of everything. So, no, like going in trying to build a game-worthy PC, like a blockbuster game-worthy PC for $1,000, I don't think you're doing it.
Yeah, but you're not really getting that with the Steam machine either.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're not-
That's very true.
You're not building like the super high performing, but you can at least do better than that.
And
For
one of the things I
$1,000.
will say is that you'll know when you're building your own PC whether it's going to have 8K of or 8
Eh?
yeah 8
8
gigs of
gig.
RAM,
Yeah.
8 gigs of RAM versus 16.
Mad Milkman says, my thoughts toward the Steam machine improved somewhat today. Just saying.
I would like to know more.
Yeah.
With Sony, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I bet Gavin is just like perfect timing.
Right. I could use another super mansion.
Yep.
All right. Let's move on to our patron shoutouts.
We couldn't do what we do without the help of our gorgeous patrons. Here are the generous folks supporting Gamers Week on Patreon. Gamatroid, Mora Deep, The Wizard of Zardoz, Gravity Core's Nerd Pod, Michael, Joey, you ever hang around a gymnasium? Lakite, Emo-esque, Bill Tucker, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps, Fruitcakes, I Hate It When My Shorts Gets Twisted Pickled Pepper, Ducks with Thick Thighs, absolutely the best podcast, a work in progress, Funyuns, the Spotify comment daddy, Bobson Dugnut, Blues Little Sis, Perler Daddy, Retro Gaming Dev, Retro Blast Pat, B&T Zilla Guy, The Tense and Undercaffeinated Milkman, Seven Castle Forest, Crunchy Kong, Artie the Strongest Man, Frank Grande, Love Retro BTW, Steven Sand, Ramboski, Terry Kinnair, Don't Make Me Pull This Car Over, The Best Part of Waking Up is Games with Coffee, Hybrid Divide, You Fall Before Me, The Let's Play Princess, La Shorty, The Pixel Pond Family, including Shannon and Luke, and the Star Fox Daddy, Zach, a.k.a. Old Cluster Nuts, Puzzle Butter, number one blue scent gimp pimp with a pet wimp chimp, eating a crimp limp shrimp while riding a primp dimp blimp. John Barron, Sassy Sony, Evil Lust, Cyram, The Adventures of Chibi RGB. Follow Chibi RGB as he enjoys a PBJ after his BBL recovery in NYC. Now available at every Books A Million. And Mega Retro Man. Like what you hear today, we
Just after all that and Mega Retro.
Simon says, "You said all that, but puzzle butter is what tripped you?" Yes, yes. Because it's puzzle better, but then the whole
up
puzzle
until then,
butter
I was
thing.
going to say I think we're getting better at this, but then
We're not.
We're
We're
getting
really
butter
not.
at this.
Yeah.
Parquet butter. If you like what you hear today, and we really hope you do, please consider joining us on Patreon. Your support helps cover the cost of producing the show, as well as other cool stuff we'll be doing like prizes and giveaways. You'll also gain access to our bi-weekly patron-only bonus cast called Gamers Week Uncut, Patrons with Benefits. Visit patreon.com/gamersweek or follow the link in the show notes to learn more. And as a reminder, we're including the link to the GoFundMe for our patron ShrfSnax, a.k.a. Brandon, who is currently undergoing a battle with cancer. We love him, so please consider helping and sharing.
All right, let's move on to the headlines.
All right, this headline segment is proudly sponsored by Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress. Each episode, George and Zach discuss and rank all the best things. And right now, they're ranking every movie in the Alien vs. Predator connected universe. This week, they've got a trivia question for us. In 1983, Mattel stopped development of its Intellivision 3 console and sold the rights for the Intellivision to INTV, who then churned out the INTV System 3, a re-release of the original Intellivision console hardware with the user experience innovation in quotes.
With what?
Visit them with what user experience innovation in quotes. Visit them at absolutelythebest.net or follow the link in the show notes. Donnie, I think I know this one.
Well, Zach does want to emphasize that innovation is in quotes.
Right. I recognize that. Yes.
Purposefully.
Yes.
As
in it wasn't really an innovation. As in, like, when people say it's not a used car, it's a new to you car.
Okay. Can I look? I know the Intellivision system, but I don't know what the INTV System 3 looks like.
It's like almost identical.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I'd never heard of this thing until Zach asked this question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never heard of it either. I barely remember what the Intellivision looks like. I know it's got the number pads on it and dials, but
yeah,
that's about
it's
it.
It's that big flat box. It's like this. It's actually box. Fairly thin. It's got the,
I don't have a guess for this. I have no clue.
So this one has been on the backlog for me, as far as gaming history 101s. So doing the Intellivision 3 and like what a debacle that whole thing was, because they like promised like 3D graphics and like this whole thing. Yeah, like in the early 80s, right?
Sounds legit.
Right. And so the thing though is the Intellivision 2 has this. I think that's what he means by the innovation piece to this. So when TV took over, and I might be wrong on this one, but I think that this is the answer after just doing a bunch of research on it. I think they included an LED power light with
what?
So back in the day, you remember it was just a switch for the original Intellivision and like the Atari and stuff. There wasn't an LED.
Yeah, there was no power light on the 2600, but I know like the this 5200.
Yeah, I think the 5200 does have one.
And subsequently the 72 or 76.
But the Intellivision 2 had that power light, but most people had never bought an Intellivision 2, so they weren't like. And now they went back to the old form factor for the original Intellivision to release the INT System 3. And they just added a little LED light just to let you know, a little quality of life upgrade for you to play a system that was like 6 years old at the time.
Here's what we do, man. We re-release the console and we say, hey, you don't know if the console's on or not, man. But now you do with this little red light. And you're like, really? Are you fucking kidding me? This is why I'm paying the extra $50 for?
The answer is an LED power on light.
Yes. I knew it.
Even Zach is shocked at the level of your nerddom. Congratulations.
I told you I've been researching this for stuff, so I'll probably end up thank you, Zach, for inspiring me to actually get on top of this and decide to actually do an Intellivision 3. I think that would be a fun one. Just like
Si-
what an absolute shit show that was.
yeah.
That's
Simon,
what we
to
shall call
answer
it.
your question, no, there was absolutely no other way possible to tell if the console was on or not.
I mean,
It was a mystery.
Yeah.
An absolute mystery. All right. Let's get this over with and get into the week's headlines. Not to be outdone by Xbox's villain arc, it seems Sony decided this week to remind the world that it too hates its customer base. Here's a roundup of awful Sony headlines. PlayStation is ending physical disc production for new games in 2028. As consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital, physical game disc production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028, the company explains in a new blog post. This transition has no impact on games that already released or will be releasing prior to January 2028 in disc format. Analysts are taking this timeline as a strong indication that the PS6 will be released in 2028 and will be a fully digital console. Nico Partners analyst Daniel Ahmad has reminded people that while physical software is not a dead market, almost 70 million new disc based PlayStation games were sold in 2025. The shift towards digital keeps growing. When the PS4 launched, less than 10% of game sales were digital. For the latest fiscal year, it rose to about 80% of full game sales being digital for PlayStation. So, as much as rising digital share is a market trend, the decision to stop physical disc production at this point is entirely a platform led decision that is designed to cut costs for Sony, eliminate resale and used markets, and drive 100% of revenue through the PlayStation Store, Ahmad explains. Sony's decision to kill physical discs on PlayStation is a watershed moment for the games industry and will likely prompt others to follow suit. Nintendo's infamous switch to keycards are already halfway there. The move is already sparking concerns about games preservation, surveillance pricing, and games ownership, especially in the wake of Sony's announcement that it is deleting over 500 digital movies and TV shows from consumers' purchase libraries with no apology or compensation.
You may be asked.
You may be asked.
We were doing Cousin Lawrence before, so I think that was.
You may be asked. Hey, you may be asked.
Hey,
You may be asked to pay at least $1,000 for a PlayStation 6 if a new leak from an industry insider is to be believed. Kepler L2, who has a long-standing track record when it comes to revealing hardware plans from AMD ahead of time, has updated their estimated manufacturing cost for the PS6. Their information is based on the bill of materials cost, which covers the price of each component necessary to build the device. For the PS6, the BOM rings in at a staggering $960. And that doesn't even include various other overhead costs, such as shipping or storage, nor does it cover any of the research and development costs that precede a product's launch. And if you were hoping that Sony might sell its next-gen machine at a loss, it's time to adjust your expectations. During a Q&A session held at a recent meeting based around the company's Game and Network Services division, one attendee asked Sony executives to provide an update on their current thinking regarding hardware pricing and profitability. We regard hardware as the base for providing the gaming experience, reads Sony transcript. It's not realistic for us to absorb all sorry. It is not realistic for us to absorb all component cost increases, and we have already implemented some price increases outside Japan. At present, however, sales are proceeding as planned, and we do not believe this has led to a decline in customer demand. As a principle, we do not intend to sell hardware at significant losses. We believe it is important for us to make every effort to ensure that customers fully understand the value we provide in relation to pricing. Following multiple price increases, both PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X and S saw a significant drop in unit sales in May, according to new data from Circana. Sony sold 58% fewer PS5 units last month than in May 2025, as spending on the console dropped 43% year over year.
Finally, Sony has announced its official closing down the PlayStation Store on PS3 and Vita. 5 years after its first decided that that was a bad idea, announcing in a blog post today, Sid Schumann, senior director of Sony Interactive's entertainment content communication rights. After nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3, 2 decades, console generation, we wanted to let you know we will be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as on PS Vita. Sony announced that this was going to happen back in 2021 before it quickly U-turned on the decision and kept the stores running due to negative customer feedback. The closures will happen by country on a rolling basis until July 2027, when the last stores will shutter. We know this news may be disappointing to PS3 and PS Vita players who hold a special place in their hearts for this generation of gaming. PS3 and PS Vita represents an important era in the PlayStation history, so this was not an easy decision for us to make, the post reads. As we continue to expand the PlayStation experience on newer devices that most of our users are playing on today, we need to focus on more resources on delivering the best gaming experience on these platforms as we look ahead towards the future.
Yeah,
And
playing
to
on
quote-
today, but guess what? With all of this news, they're going to go back to the PS3.
Yes. There's an awful lot to unpack here.
Oh, yeah. I would say, to quote Gollum, "Rehearse it!"
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
So where to start? I guess there's so much.
I don't even know. I think where we want to start is the fact that the internet instantly and all throughout today, because this news dropped this morning, is pointing out that it was only last gen on the PS4 when Sony did that like mic drop ad throwing shade at Microsoft's attempt to go all digital on the Xbox One, where they said, here's how you share a game on PS4, and they hand the disc to the other guy, and the other guy says thank you, and that was it, and everybody loved it, and it was a huge driver of success for the PS4, which Sony really needed after kind of bombing on the PS3. So they were looking to take back the first place spot from Xbox, and that ad and general philosophy was a huge reason why they were so successful. And then it feels like a lifetime ago, because look at where we are now.
Did they think we forgot about
it? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I just asked a question. Did they think that we forgot about that little aspect of, that's one of those things like, oh, we can scrub this from the internet. We can, our little tweet that we made about it, whatever, we can just delete it. No, people always have the receipts.
Yeah. I just don't think they care.
I just
like, that was then and this is now.
With all the layoffs they've done, maybe the people who made that commercial no longer work there.
That's true.
Shuhei Yoshida and Adam Boyes.
Okay, so as far as Sony turning over to non-physical, right? I mean, we knew it was coming. We've been talking about this since like day one of the podcast. Like, we expected, maybe not just Sony, but just in general, for digital to take over. And I get it that 80% of their customer base is buying games digitally. I bought games digitally, so I'm just as a part of the problem as ever. What is the past tense? I mean, would it just be bought?
Yeah.
Purchased? Yeah, okay.
Botany.
I bought games digitally.
Yeah. I bought them.
You know, you can say boughtened.
Yeah.
That's a Ryan.
That's a Ryanism.
So much. I hate you so much.
Love you.
Now I've lost my train of thought. You sons of bitches.
It was inevitable.
She started it. She did it. Not me. She said it. Sorry.
Yeah, somebody else go, because I went blank. Thank you.
I apologize.
So I am not a fan of this. I mean, as if you're not surprised about that, having somebody with the control to, if they see fit, to just nuke your entire account. The fact that they are removing all of these movies, that's been in the news, that they're deciding to shut down movies or access to movies that people have purchased through their store. Now they're saying, "Oh, sorry, we no longer have the rights to them." But you sold me. You sold me the rights for this movie. So what happens to that? If I can no longer access something that I paid for, and it's on your console that's still active and you still support, give me my fucking money back.
Absolutely.
No, your lease is up.
Oh,
It's a rent to own. Sorry, it's a rent to own.
Yeah, no. You have the rights to access that contingent upon Sony maintaining the rights to show it to you, which is the one thing that is the fatal flaw in any of this digital argument.
Right, but nobody reads that fine print. They just think,
Nobody
oh,
thinks that far ahead.
exactly.
right.
So I don't care for the fact that this is all digital. Hell, I don't really care for the fact that my Steam games are all digital, and Steam at any point could just shut down or say,
Mhm.
"Hey, you violated terms of service or something." When I'm like, "What? What? I didn't do anything." And next thing you know, my entire library's gone.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
like that.
Simon points out, I know Steam is all digital, but they don't just wipe out their catalog once a game becomes 7 years old.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a swath of old school games on there. That is, in my opinion, aside from GOG, that is the repository for older games.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, GOG lets you download the full game though on your computer if memory serves me right.
Yeah.
So at
Yeah,
least they do that.
the DRM free. But yeah, I mean, I did have this thought because there's so many different angles to this. Like, yes, we knew it was coming the entire time. And we know that current generations and quite a lot of our generations really don't give a fuck about physical ownership.
Yeah.
They just want what's easy and convenient now, and the rest doesn't matter. And in a lot of ways, you could say that there are advantages to going digital only. You know, it's better for the environment and less plastic and shit and whatever floating around. Obviously, um, a lot of these old games just end up in landfills or whatever because people just they don't see any reason to hold on to their Xbox 360 games anymore. But and then the other thing is are we a little bit hypocritical because PC games have been digital only for forever, and Steam, everybody's Steam library is entirely digital. But I think it comes down to trust. Do we
Yes.
trust who's managing your digital account? And with Microsoft and Sony, and in a lot of ways, Nintendo, no, not even a little bit. Steam so
And
far hasn't screwed us too bad.
yeah, but the reason behind that is the fact that
Please
Steam is
don't test them.
yeah, don't put that out there. Steam is not a console.
Right.
Unlike the
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation 3,
It's
the
a
PlayStation
marketplace.
4, PlayStation 5, Xbox is a console. So Steam, like you just said, is a marketplace. So it's totally independent of system as long as you have the specifics to run that game on your
Right.
system.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, when they're still pumping out a system and now trying to say, oh, everything's going to be digital, well, guess what? Eventually, the lifespan, the support is going to end for it. The store which you bought those games it's going to be shut down at some point.
RIP PlayStation 3 store.
Yeah, so that I mean, I look over all of my other classic consoles and all the games that I have sitting up here on these shelves. That's the way I'm going. I love physical media. I will always be a representative of physical media. I don't care for any movies, hell, music or whatever that's like, oh, yeah, you can have access to this library for X amount of dollars per month or what have you. And then once that's gone, it's gone. No thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I also find it interesting and very revealing that they pointed out that it's going to nuke the resale market as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm imagine GameStop is sweating a little bit on that one, because
Are they?
I mean that's part of their whole thing is that they take in used games and they don't pay you a lot for them and they resell them for almost the retail price a lot of times. So um, there's partly that, but the other piece is like they want to nuke that so that they can literally nickel and dime you anytime you want access to that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go to a different console,
Mm-hmm.
you go to a different system, you're always paying that little premium in order to get a game that you used to like, right?
Right.
And I mean, not to mention all of the remasters and remakes that they're making already was attempting to do that. Uh, but now they're trying to take away a key function of what made gaming kind of cool. You could, once you were finished with the game, you had owned it, so you could sell it if you wanted to,
Mm-hmm.
and either use that to purchase more games or do whatever you want with it. But nonetheless, that to me is telling for them that It's like they want access to the entire space. They don't want you to buy used games because it takes, in their mind, money out of their pocket.
Money
And
and control away from them.
right,
Yeah.
right. And I hate that. That's very non-consumer friendly.
Yeah. Well, and also like you're talking about nickel and diming, like the first article was talking about surveillance pricing where they use data to determine how much they think you can afford to pay. And that's where they set the games.
And honestly, I think that that's going to get to the point where they're going to overassume. And what we're going to run into again, I think I said this before, is that gaming's become a luxury hobby. And I don't want that to be the case because gaming is fantastic. And I think that the people who mostly enjoy it probably can't afford $1,000 console. And then have to pay for more games on top of that. It's just they're pricing people out of this. And so I mean, granted, yeah, in the beginning, like Atari, if you look at like the consumer price index, it was expensive. It was a pretty expensive unit compared, and the games were like $40 back then, so I get that. But it's become accessible to the masses, and now it's like they're taking it away again and making
Right.
it like it's a luxury thing.
Well, like the most telling statement is we believe it's important for us to make every effort to ensure that customers fully understand the value we provide in relation to pricing. Think about that for a second. It's not like we believe it's important to provide our customers with genuine value for their PlayStation experience. We believe it's important to deliver to them what they're looking for to prove to them that they should continue to be loyal PlayStation customers. No, we need you to understand that we provide the value. Therefore, you have to pay these high prices that we're asking for. You have to buy the digital games. You have to concede the ownership of said digital games, or you don't get games. And that's a hell of a game of chicken. And I think this I mean, I want to think that this is a game that Sony will lose because as you just said, it's a luxury item. No one on the planet needs a PlayStation 6.
Right.
And at these prices and at the diminishing value, whatever Sony may say with their heads up their own asses, it is a diminishing value from what we've had the last 2 generations. How on earth are you going to convince your audience to stick with you with an attitude like that?
Right.
For all its other faults, Xbox is at least trying to say, gamers, we're listening.
Right. And to me, this reminds
I
me
mean, all its other faults. They're at
Yeah,
least
yeah.
giving you
Yeah.
that.
this reminds me of like the car industry, right? I mean, if you think about it, a car doesn't really cost $60,000 to make, nowhere near that. But we're going to charge people $60,000, and
they're paying.
nobody's buying a car with cash. I mean, besides rich people, but most people are financing cars because they're just prohibitively expensive to buy outright.
Right.
So is that going to lead it into people financing their
Yes.
console?
We talked about this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys joked about it. I think it was last week.
But the thing is, I wasn't convinced until now that might actually happen.
So last week you were still joking, and now it's not funny.
Right. Exactly.
It's
like I put it out there in the ether.
Yeah. There
now
you go.
I want it
Thanks,
back.
Ryan.
I want it back.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, no,
What?
it's here.
I want it back. Put the genie back in the bottle, please. Yeah, so it's just I can't imagine going to the fucking bank though and being like, "Hey, I'd like to finance a PS6, please."
I don't see a lot of people paying $1,000 for a console. That to me is $499 is like that's the point. That's the point where it's like, okay, you go past that, I'm not paying anything else. $499 and under, I will buy your console. Now you're starting to raise prices on these, and you're telling me that $1,000 price tag for the PS6? No. And guess what? You're going fully digital, so I guarantee you this. I can just preach this as gospel. Their games will not be any less because they're going to digital. They're like, well, I mean, we need to keep $79.99. That's, I mean, yeah, we still have to keep that price. Why? You're not doing any type of distribution. You don't have the cases. You don't have the other stuff that you have to have for the physical game discs. Why does it have to be
Mhm.
$79.99? If you want to go all digital and maybe go down to $49.99, okay. But
Yeah, but they won't because you need to understand the value that they're providing.
Right. I
course,
was just
yeah.
about to say that. Yeah.
Right. And I think that's the worst part because it's like you could say, well, PlayStation first party studios are no longer going to have discs with their games, but we'll still sell a console with a disc drive. Therefore, other publishers can put out discs for their games if they want to. But if PlayStation is selling an all digital console as the only option, they're just essentially making everyone's decision for them. There
Mhm.
will be no limited run games, there will be nothing anymore.
Yeah. To your point, they're kind of tanking on several different industries in this like one go.
yeah.
Mhm. It's a big deal.
Hmm.
When the first article called it a watershed moment, it really, really is.
This is essentially going to be where I have every single Sony console
Yep.
Hmm.
from the PS1. I know people are going to chide me for that. From the PlayStation 1 all the way up to the PS5. This is where it ends. This is where I get off the train. I will not be purchasing a PS6 if it's that price range. If it's all
Hmm.
digital, yeah, that no more Sony stuff for me.
Yeah, I'm done as well. It's been nice knowing you, Sony. But I'm out.
Yeah, well, and like think about it, because then I was thinking about what does this mean 3 years from now, 4 years from now for Gamers Week? Because I mean, if we're not going with PlayStation, we're not going with Project Helix, which also is not going to have a disc drive.
Hmm.
Um, Nintendo is on their key cards already, so you know that they're already half a breath away from being digital only,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and everything's just getting more expensive. Like, where's our show when we're just all of us are tapped out of gaming?
We become a crypto NFT show.
You know, and I think somebody said in the Discord earlier today, don't you miss the times in which NFTs were the worst thing?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. When we were complaining, like, will the NFT news ever stop? It did, but I think it was replaced by something so much worse.
And I mean, in most instances, the PlayStation 3 and Vita stores shutting down would have been like competing for the top story of the week.
Yeah.
And now it's a footnote in our conversation this week about Sony. That's insane.
Hmm. Well, I guess to their credit, they've kept it open for 20 years, which is more honestly than
That's a long run.
I suspected.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
It is.
Ryan and you and I talked about it on the last podcast, if you remember back when
I
it
do.
was like, wow, they kept it open for 15 years. That's crazy. It also is evidence that if enough people complain, Sony has a history of walking stuff back, but I really kind of doubt they're going to be walking back this one because they've already got the PS6 like balls deep in pre-production. They're not going to change stuff now.
Right. I'm talking about balls deep.
And is this all just indicative of the fact that RAM has gone up in price, and that's why everybody's price of everything is going up? And then,
I
I
think
mean,
it'd be there
even
anyway.
if RAM prices go down, the console prices are not going to go down. They're just going to
No,
keep the
this
No.
is the new
profits.
normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
well, people are buying them at this price. Let's go ahead and keep it. Okay. No
Right.
thanks.
And that's the thing is like I'd like to think that this is a gamble that Sony will lose, but I'm not convinced because you've still got the damn Steam machine selling out. Scalpers are selling it on eBay. People are buying it on eBay. Idiots are even on eBay buying digital pre-orders of PS or GTA 6. Like
Yeah.
that's
It's
the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because they're gonna run out of digital codes for it, I
Yeah.
guess.
No thanks. No, they're not.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised that they were like, all right, we're going to limit this in order to increase hype about a certain thing. And then they're like, oh, guess what? We reopened it and try to get people excited about a particular game or to purchase the PS6. Like,
The Disney Vault
yes, the
strategy.
Disney Vault. Yes. We've taken it out of the Disney Vault for the first time in 10 years.
We've taken it out of the Sony Vault that we keep in our ass.
The song of the, oh no, we're putting that back.
Ooh.
Don't know what movie you're talking about. Never heard of it.
Uh,
We didn't make that.
one of those Mandela effects thing. Never existed.
Nope. All right, that's a Somewhat of a segue to our next topic. Microsoft has refuted claims that its rival system, the PlayStation 5, is outselling the Xbox edition of Grand Theft Auto 6. On June 27, IGN tweeted that according to its community, players were 8 times more likely to have pre ordered the game on PS5 than on Xbox Series X and S. Microsoft hit back at the claim, insisting the numbers collated via IGN's Finds and Commerce affiliate linking program were not representative. This doesn't represent pre order data, an Xbox spokesperson wrote in a statement to Windows Central. We've had record orders. People should wait for real data and not clicks on affiliate links. While this is technically true, it does seem that there is maybe a nugget of truth hidden in this claim. In a Twitter post advertising pre orders for the upcoming open world game, Rockstar includes the Plays Best on PS5 logo as part of its advertising graphic for the GTA 6 Ultimate Edition, urging players to pre order the game digitally since there won't be a proper physical release, as copies will be a code in a box. Nothing? Not going to sing it?
I didn't want to interrupt
It's
you.
a code
but
in
now,
a box.
there you go.
Okay,
Code in a
thank you.
box, baby.
1, put the code in the box.
Step 2, make it open the box.
Not only does this Plays Best on PS5 tagline now appear on the game's official site if you follow the link in that ad, but many fans have noticed that there was no mention of Xbox anywhere in the ad either. While it's likely part of a marketing deal with Sony, it's still fairly shocking to see Rockstar Games not even acknowledge the existence of Xbox Series in its ads. Since all involved seem to be claiming huge numbers without giving specifics, we'll likely not know who won the GTA 6 pre-order console wars until after the game releases in November, but Rockstar siding with PlayStation in this instance is bound to have some effect. Yet, if we're being honest, the Xbox Series X and PS5 are close enough in specs that you'll likely have a good experience with the game either way.
Yeah, that last sentence was what I was going to make a point of, is that does it really play that much better on
Probably
PS5
not.
than X? Yeah, probably not. At least to the untrained eye, I don't think anybody's going to be able to tell a difference. I do find it funny.
Ray tracing!
Oh, the rays! They're all traced. Uh, I do love that IGN was like, according to our community. Like, who the fuck are you?
Well, and then the best part is that Microsoft is like, nah, don't listen to them. Are you really going to be so incensed by every little thing that somebody says on the internet?
It sounds eerily familiar of like what we go through on a daily basis in the US right now. We have proof and truth. No, that's not it. We've got record numbers being pre-ordered on the Xbox. Don't listen to them.
I do think this plays into Xbox's hand, though, a little bit. Because
what do you mean?
The people who are Xbox fanboys, who maybe weren't planning on purchasing GTA 6 as a pre-order.
Well, now I have to.
Exactly. I think it's the console wars, right?
Wow.
Can't let Sony win because they're 8 times more likely. Before you publish a fact or a figure like that, maybe you should go, does this sound like it's going to be the truth or not? Like 8 times, come on.
Well, I think that they did tell the truth. They said, what did they say?
According to their community.
Yeah. So among their community.
Right. But what I'm saying is that they were insinuating that it represents the larger public at 8 times, right?
Did it get people to click on it?
It did. It worked.
Is their community 5 neckbeards living in the basement? In the same basement?
Well, no. It's 9. One bought it on Xbox and the other 8.
4 out of 5 neckbeards. I have to say, though, it's been super annoying since pre-orders opened up, because PlayStation's like, have you pre-ordered yet? Have you pre-ordered yet? Have you pre-ordered yet? So I don't know if you guys have turned on your PlayStations, but you got that full screen ad. Was like, hey, you want to buy GTA 6? No, I don't. And then I've got their app on my phone because that's the easiest way to get screenshots off of the console now onto your phone. But
explain that.
The little icon, you probably can't see it. Anyway, It was blue like the normal PlayStation branding, but now it's like pink and purple with palm trees.
What's the app X Hamster on your phone?
That's for later.
So when you screenshot something on the PlayStation, the app actually has the ability to download that said screenshot.
Yeah, it goes straight to the app. So
Okay,
it's no
on your
more
phone.
of, oh,
Interesting.
scan the Q code to download the picture and that, 17-step bullshit that we used to have. So the app,
Gotcha.
I know it's probably tracking me and whatever, but like it's so much easier.
You know how I do it? I go,
Yep.
Yeah.
Boomer Ryan.
Yeah, pretty much. Good job, Dad.
Fuck your picture mode.
Yo, picture mode. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter the specs and system requirements and all that stuff. This game is not going to look totally rad and awesome on the PS5 as opposed to the Xbox Series X and S. It just will not. They'll look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and you'll get
but
some. Yes, you'll get some chode out there that's like, oh man, you know what you're talking about, man. You could totally see like this little tiny pebble in the sand over here. Like they don't have that on the Xbox. Yeah, whatever.
yeah.
Blast
It's like-
processing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when they do those side by side shots of like, this was the game on PS4 and this is the remaster on
Exactly.
PS5, and you're like, they look fucking the same.
Yeah.
They're the same picture.
Yeah. But what if you're a normie and you don't have a current gen console, but you really want to play GTA 6 and you don't know any better? That's really what so much of the industry is counting on. They're counting on GTA 6 not only to sell 100 billion units of the game, but to also bump up console sales that have flagged units because they keep raising the prices.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and you're right. There are plenty of people who are going to go out there and buy one because it's FOMO too. All their friends
Right.
are
Mhm.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And it's not going to be on PC and it's not going to be on Game Pass.
Right. But I've seen a lot of commercials that are like, buy the iPhone whatever on T-Mobile. And I don't go, I need to sign up with T-Mobile.
Right.
But lots of people do.
I got Turk and
Who are those
JD
weirdos?
screaming at me on the TV saying, hey, I should sign up for T-Mobile. I love Scrubs. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my God, those commercials are so annoying.
They're funny. I like it.
They're better than Billy Bob Thornton walking through the desert, though.
Want to show you how old I am. I can barely walk. But sign
Right.
up for T-Mobile today.
I'm here to talk to you rural folks.
Yeah.
But Simon says, why is Sony even bothering? I thought they were trying to save money in accordance with consumer preferences. Imagine what this deal to partner with Rockstar and get preference for your console must have cost.
Oh my God, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's only the biggest game in the last 5-10 years. Right?
Ever. If you listen to analysts, this is the most important game ever that's ever been released.
It's a 10-star game. Triple, quadruple, quintuple, septuple, sectuple, octuple.
They don't even make tuples that high.
How many tuples can there be?
Like Cyberpunk 2077 didn't even have this much fanfare or
No
hype.
hype for it.
I mean, it did,
Yeah.
but not to the level of Grand Theft Auto 6 when you've established yourself. Grand Theft Auto 3 comes out, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, San Andreas, then Grand Theft Auto 4, which is like, eh. And by the way, I saw somebody on TikTok rating Grand Theft Auto 4 as one of the best ones. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. The mechanics in that game are horrible. Sit down. Grand Theft Auto 5, to me, has to be the best game in the series, especially with its longevity for GTA Online. That's a game that I could probably fire up my PS3 right now, go back in and play, and have so much fun with it. But Grand Theft Auto 6, based on those data points, I think that could be a game that people are playing for the next 20 years.
Well, I think to your point, it's got the provenance, right? It's all of a sudden, I mean, there's a lot of people who were in, as Blue so eloquently put it, the normies, a lot of them played GTA Vice City when it first came out, and GTA
Loved
San
it.
Andreas
Yeah.
when it came out. A lot of people, that sold consoles. That absolutely did. And I remember speaking with people who were non-gamers that were like, oh man, you could blow up like cars and stuff and sleep with hookers and shoot them and stuff. Like that was a big deal. And where Cyberpunk, I think gamers were excited about it. Nobody outside of the gaming space knew what it was, because it was a tabletop RPG, for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, not until the game, but Keanu was in it. They knew it because Keanu was in it.
No, I mean, nobody was going to me, hey, did you hear about that game Keanu is in?
Right.
I never
It's
heard anybody say that.
it's the genre. The genre of cyberpunk, not everybody's into that. But the
Right.
genre of Florida man and running around
yeah.
in a souped up Jeep with 24-inch rims while girls with big booties are twerking and you're just shooting out $100 bills on the highway. Yeah, everybody's into that.
What's more American than that?
America on the 250th
On the
anniversary,
eve
man.
of Independence Day. What's more American than that?
So, in a way, you're right. It's going to be something that's probably prevalent for the next 10 years or so, right?
hmm
Even as they come out with same formula, right? Let's remaster it. Let's make it look better because it's on a new console, yada, yada,
hmm
yada. So to that point, I think that the whole you must have sold your soul to the devil in order to get this deal. I'm sure Rockstar is happy to take Sony's money for this in order to give them preferential treatment because I don't think they give a fuck who has the rights to it or who's playing it because it's available on every console. All right, I helped you sell a bunch of things.
Yeah.
Thanks for the money.
Yep. Check cashed real nice.
Mhm.
All right, and last up, if tonight hasn't been uplifting enough already, Sega is facing backlash after a recent Sonic the Hedgehog alternate reality game was revealed to be training AI models on participant data. The Chaos Hunt ARG was revealed earlier this week as a celebratory event for the 35th anniversary of the series. Players in the US are tasked with hunting down several Chaos Emeralds to win exclusive prizes as more are discovered. But some curious fans dug around and discovered that when you attempt to join the hunt on the official website, it opens a registration box to enter your details. And in the small text on this box is a disclaimer that you must consent to a company called Community's terms and conditions. And here's where the AI bit comes in. Community is the marketing company at the heart of this Chaos Hunt activation, and its terms and conditions state that user data it receives may be used to train and enhance our proprietary AI models. The reaction to this revelation has been negative. Pretty sure Sonic is meant to be against AI training like this, but writes Best John Rob Ever on X. Rico and
I
Taco, echoes this sentiment. Can companies please stop trying to weave AI into everything? Even for an Easter egg hunt, we're getting AI involved. Others, however, have largely accepted this as a reality of such campaigns in this day and age. Terminator 0245 wrote, log off Twitter then, since this site is doing the exact same thing. While generative AI remains a controversial technology in the West for a variety of reasons, people in other countries, such as Japan, where Sega is headquartered, and South Korea, don't seem to share the same concerns as audiences in America or Europe. Only time will tell if AI will slowly evaporate from such marketing beats.
So that's why I see all the same videos on Twitter.
I don't think Games with
all
Coffee is
those
in the chat
spank
tonight,
videos.
but yeah. Sorry about your 35th anniversary game.
Right.
I mean, to make a comment like, "Oh, Sonic would be against this," come on, you can't say shit like that.
I don't know. I've seen the cartoons.
Sonic's a cool dude who fights on the side of justice.
And if you go with like the cartoons, not the one with Jaleel White, but the other one that came out.
Did
in the
I
90s.
do that?
Exactly.
That's what Sonic sounds like.
Chili dogs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one was super gritty, and it was like against the establishment and stuff, and there was like a kind of like a post-apocalyptic Sonic. So I believe
stand
Sonic would be
corrected.
against it.
I
Yes.
stand corrected then. Thank you
Yeah.
for providing
Yeah.
some knowledge.
Yep.
But I mean, considering that Pokemon Go is training AI that will be used to help military drones,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this seems not as bad, right?
Doing it for
Pokemon,
your country.
yeah, Pokemon, go duck for cover. Go get to the chopper.
Do it
Holy
now.
fuck.
Everybody and their mother and their grandmother and their baby's mama's mama is doing AI. There is no escaping it at all. This is the equivalent of them using your
really?
personalization data. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
This is the same thing as them using your user preferences or your browsing whatnot. If you don't take the necessary steps to hide your tracking, to use a VPN, to do whatever, then yeah, you're going to get these tailored ads and all of this crap. So read the fine print. And if you don't like what they're trying to get you to be involved in, then don't use the service. I know there's a FOMO, there's a fear of missing out because you want to play this game, you want to be involved on the 35th anniversary of Sonic. But guess what? If they're doing something that goes against your moral fiber, then don't do it.
Well, and the creepy thing is that they know that people don't want it. That's why it's buried in the fine print of a link within a link.
Of course.
It's the South Park human Sentai pad. Vanilla paste! Vanilla paste!
Do you want the cuttlefish?
So as far as things go, you're right, Donnie. It is inevitable, but to that whole thing, I think they should have been more forthright with this. At first, I thought the company, by the way, name was Company's Terms and Conditions. What a great name that would have been.
I mean, it would be true to what it is that you do.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you go and call into customer service, they say this call may be recorded for training and blah 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 purposes, right?
Maybe recorded by AI.
Sure.
That's what I hear every day.
Oh, is that what it says now?
This call will be recorded and transcribed for AI and training purposes.
Which, okay, fine. If I'm not into that, then I know how to make that choice. But if it's buried in the T's and C's that we all know, I know that you're supposed to read them. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah,
No.
but that's a little bit of a different thing. You can't use the customer service call because you're calling in there to get some issue resolved.
Sure.
And not say, well, they're going to record my voice. Nope, can't do that. Then how are you going to get your problem solved?
It's true.
Yeah.
But you can ask them not to record.
I've never tried that.
Yeah, me neither.
I kind of don't think the insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes, sir. Let me go ahead and press this button to not record this call.
Having worked in a call center, they will not use your stuff for training purposes. If you,
I think they will probably say, "Sure, I won't record it." Wink.
Exactly.
In a perfect world.
Huey Lewis.
Yeah. I already think half the time they're like, "Sure, we'll send your inquiry back to the home plan." Wink.
Simon S. here says, swear profusely so they can't use any of the data.
Yeah,
I have Tourette's.
Or just make sure that the AI learns all the wrong things from you.
Man, let me tell you about some people I don't like. I just think, yeah, I mean, if they're going to use it for training purposes, I think it should be, ideally, something that they make obvious and not buried in the terms and conditions.
You fell before me says Sony better wine and dine us. We'd like that before they fuck
us. South Park line. There we go.
It better be a very nice dinner. But I think, go ahead. I think what may be the worst part is the jadedness that is coming along with something that is supposed to be a celebration of your legacy and your greatest character, and that you want people to jump in and enjoy themselves and the nostalgia, and you don't even have the balls to be upfront and say, like, we're using this to train AI, but please still enjoy yourselves. And it's like, we know that money demands that everything have a purpose beyond enjoyment. Everything must be engineered to take advantages of us in some way. If it's not from our wallet, then it's from our data. Like, we know this, but it's most of the time we're able to like put on the blinders and just try to still scrape together some little bit of enjoyment in this worst timeline that we're living in. But then stuff like this comes up and it's like, you can't even celebrate 35 years of Sonic without it being in your face.
It was an odd choice to do it with this as well. So it tells me the community probably paid Sega a butt ton of money for this, for the data. I mean, think about it, right? They knew it was going to be success. They knew it was going to be a hit. Sega could name their price probably to community who's going to use this again, though, to train their AI models. And yeah.
Or Sega said, we know that we want this much data from this game. We want what Pokemon Go had. So community, you pitched it to us that you can manage it, and that's probably how it worked.
there really is no benefit for the company to let the people know about the AI utilization or usage or training or what have you up front, because they know that's going to turn people away. They know that that's lost revenue not coming into their coffers.
But when people find out through the back door that that's what's happening,
Of course, yeah, then they leave as well. So it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
But at least we'd respect you if you did it.
But yeah, okay. So in that regard, if they didn't tell people about this up front, people come in droves, play the game, buy the game, do whatever, they have that experience, then they come out and say, oh, guess what? We found out that Sega was using AI for this stuff. Okay, well, they already got my money.
and they already got my data.
Exactly. So what am I going to do? So that's the
Yeah.
benefit. That's the incentive for the companies not to address it head on and be upfront about it. Which is, it's
So-
slimy and shitty, but
Mhm.
the way we live in.
You're going to not probably download any Sega games in the future.
Depends on how
Possibly, yeah.
strongly you feel, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the people who feel the strongest about it are, like you said, they're going to be pissed. They wouldn't download it up front, and they'll be pissed if they find out it was happening anyways. But I still think the normies would be like, whatever.
because they're also the people who are like, click on this link, and then it goes, fill out your credit card and social security information.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Can I hunt the Chaos Emeralds now?
Please, sir, I want some more.
Yeah.
And why aren't Japan and South Korea as skeptical as the US and Europe? I would love to find out culturally why that's the case. I mean, I don't know the answer. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
I'm curious as to why Japan and South Korea are like, meh. And we're all like, yeah.
My rights.
I could make a few guesses, but I'd rather not and just like be horribly off base. All right, let's move on to our top 3 new releases.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Memento, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and Switch. Mentos, the fresh maker. Memento. Doesn't matter what comes. Memento is a cozy room decorator with a twist. The choices you make play out over the course of a lifetime. Decorate your room, choose which items are important to you, and discover how the objects you choose will alter the course of the story in a winding ode to the power of everyday things. That sock has been there for an awfully long time. Rhythm Heaven Groove. Switch. Time your
Stands up
button
on its own.
Exactly. That's
Insane 14.
Time your button presses to the beat across a splashy collection of games that will challenge your rhythm. Catch flying veggies, bounce fruit off your biceps, swing sledgehammers, and more. Feast your eyes on catchy original music while you focus, including tracks by renowned Japanese musician Sunku. So, based on these amazing options, Blue, what are you going with this week?
So, Rhythm Heaven Groove, a lot of people in Discord were saying how much that they love the series. I suck at rhythm games, and I've never really found one. Guitar Hero back in the day, maybe the
Yes.
only rhythm game that I really had any longevity with. But most of the time, it's like, yeah, I'll play it for a day or two, and then I'm kind of done. Memento, on the other hand, I don't normally like cozy games, but this game reminded me a lot of that indie hit game, Unpacking, where you go through this person's life and you unpack their things and you have to, find room for all this stuff, and it uncovers the story of their life throughout the levels. I really, really liked that game, and this looks like more of that. So I'm 100% in for Memento.
Interesting. Ryan, what about your choice?
Memento looks like the most boring game. I'm sorry. It's just
I
like-
knew when you let me go first that you were going to have opinions
It was like-
about Memento.
Stack stuff. I mean, I hate decorating my house, so to decorate a
I don't know, that
digital
ball
space.
behind you looks very nice.
You know what? That's like one thing I got passionate about. But to Donnie's point, like the sock, I have no desire to figure out where that needs to hang. So yeah, this looks super boring. I'm sorry. I know if that's what you're into, and just it's a me thing. Which also brings me to Rhythm Heaven Groove. This is the bane of my existence because I am terrible at rhythm games and I don't like them. And this is nothing but rhythm games. It's like 100 mini games. Uh, um, and the voiceover in it uh, sounds like, you know, she probably tried out for Mega Man 8 and didn't get the role. You know, it sounds very robotic. You know, it's just like
They used their finest text to speech program that they have for this.
it is so bad. So uh that being said, I am 0 for 2 on this one. I will not be getting either of these games and I will not think about them at all moving forward.
Hmm. And for anybody who's like, how come there's only two? So I get the new releases every week from Game Informer, and they only had two listed this week. So
Okay.
some weeks it'd be like that. What about you, Donnie?
In the essence of time, a big fat zero. What I'm doing this week is focusing on buying some games from the Steam summer sale.
Ooh,
I'm
what you
going to
getting?
fund. I
Sex
got
Airplane.
no. It was Sex Blimp.
No, he's had that forever.
Yeah.
Sex Blip because I want to find the smallest version of a plane.
I picked up some. Jesus, I can't even remember. It's some Dead by Daylight skins. Not skins, but characters. New chapters and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't buy skins. New chapters, and then a couple of different games. I cannot remember for the life of me what they were, but they were like $1.99, $2.99. It was we were talking about last week.
Mm-hmm.
There was a package or whatever package of games that I bought. One of the new release games that I haven't had a chance to sit down and play. But I'm waiting for some other games to get heavily discounted before it ends, and then I'll be purchasing those.
Well, we also asked the patrons what they would like to play. 12% of people joined me in voting for Memento. 53% would rather have Rhythm Heaven Groove, but a whopping 35% would rather shart my pants while giving a eulogy.
Like, are we talking about a wet dripping, or just like a turd that pokes out?
No,
Just,
wet dripping, like
oh,
running down your
God.
leg.
Yeah, the choice of the verb shart does seem to imply that it would be a liquid situation.
Mm. Well, they might get a pebble or a pellet, you know.
A little tater rolls out every once in a while.
Just shake your leg and like little balls roll
Oh,
down the.
God. Shake your leg. Just kick it under the altar and you're good.
Get on out of here, man.
Do I leave this in the main show?
Oh, no,
You have
please
to.
don't.
You have to.
All right, before we move on, let's take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This segment is proudly sponsored by the Retro Game Club podcast. It's a fantastic family-friendly retro gaming podcast, and each episode, Rob and a guest pick two games to play and discuss, as well as news, interviews, and other topics. This week, they want to know, what are your stories of writing into gaming magazines? Visit them at retrogameclub.net or follow the link in the show notes. I never
have.
did it.
No, I've never did this. As you may well remember, there was no reality growing up when my parents would have allowed me to subscribe to
Right.
a Nintendo Power or something like that. But if I could sneak a look at one while at the grocery store or something.
It's not like you're sneaking a look at
Like
Playboy
your
or
dad's
something.
Playboy, yeah.
Ooh, Dad's got
I'm
the new
hiding the
edition of Game
Nintendo
Power.
Powers under my mattress.
What is this filth?
Oh man, they got the whole Castlevania 2 map.
But looking at those and seeing other people's comments and drawings, and they would send in their scores, I was like, that would have been so cool. I really would have loved to send in something and be able to see my letter printed in a magazine. But
Yeah.
it just wasn't going to happen.
I always wanted to send in a drawing. I loved to draw whenever I was younger.
Mhm.
I know I probably would have been ridiculed and mocked for the stuff that I sent in versus some of the things other people have sent in. But to see your drawing in the pages of EGM, Game Pro, Nintendo Power, what have you, that would have been the top of the mountain for Donnie G.
Yep. Like life couldn't get any better when you're 9.
No. I'd be carrying that issue around with me wherever I went, showing people. You see this? That's mine. You see this? That's mine. Yeah. Want to give me a kiss? Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Mad Milkman says, I submitted an entry to the Nintendo Power Design a Game Boy contest. I didn't win.
Boo on Nintendo's part. Boo.
If you still have that by
Yes.
any chance,
We'd love to see it. Well, hey there, fellow kids. It's time to go back to when things were simpler. When you had to wait until 7 p.m. to make a long-distance phone call. When you had to pick out things you wanted from a catalog and wait 6 to 8 weeks for them to arrive. When pizza delivery drivers drove like maniacs to get you that pie in 30 minutes or less. Yes, we're going back to the 80s. Now, growing up as a boy in the 80s, I sure had a lot of toys to choose from. Looking back, there were so many action figures, play sets, racetracks, and motorized toys to play with. You know what was wrong with those toys? You couldn't sleep with any of them. Sure, you could take Megatron, Lion-O, or Bravestar figure to bed, but you'd end up with a puncture wound in the middle of the night and probably bleed out.
Got it.
What?
And he went down to the cave to find where the bubbles from which they came.
And G.I. Joe got stuck. In the 80s, there weren't a lot of options for boys to have a sleep companion. Girls had Barbie, Cabbage Patch Kids, glowworms, and even Care Bears. What did boys have?
Where this is going?
Nothing. They could stuff coal into a burlap bag and hug it tight because it was manly. But at last, that wasn't a viable option. Cue 1984, when a company called Tonka brought a particular toy line to America after it did so well in Canada from a company called Irwin. That toy line was called Pound Puppies. Now, Pound Puppies were plush dogs that came in a variety of colors. Each dog came in its own cardboard dog house and had an official adoption certificate. You know who had a Pound Puppy? Yep, Donnie G had one. I loved my Pound Puppy. I did. It was a decent-sized plush that I could sleep with and be comfortable. Sure, I could even take him to school for show and tell. I enjoyed several years of friendship and comfort from my Pound Puppy. But as I got older, I needed something else. Something that wasn't going to get me made fun of when friends came over to spend the night. Also, when I needed to vent, I needed someone to talk back to me and affirm my feelings, not just whimper and bark. What were we to do? There was nothing in the toy market that was designed specifically for boys. Well, in 1985, it was Hasbro who developed a toy aimed specifically at boys with the intention of teaching them about caring for their friends. This idea was both innovative and controversial for its time, as toy dolls were traditionally associated with younger girls. The tagline was, "A little boy's special friend, rough and tough, yet soft and cuddly." Enter My Buddy.
My buddy, wherever I go, he goes.
You guys remember the song, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
You couldn't forget. If you
My
did.
buddy, wherever I go,
Oh.
he goes. My
No, I will
buddy,
be on my deathbed with all
my
silence.
buddy,
Still humming
my
this song.
buddy and me.
I had a My Buddy.
Kid sister, wherever I go, you're gonna go. Kid sister, and me.
My Buddy and Kid Sister, each sold separately from Play School.
My Buddy and Kid Sister.
Yep. Now, My Buddy was a plush doll meant to look like a small boy that other boys could pal up with, take on adventures, stay up late night watching horror movies with, or laugh hysterically when your grandma tripped over the tripwire and tumbled down the stairs. My Buddy came with a
broke her hip and died.
My Buddy came with a colorful rainbow pattern shirt and overalls. He couldn't talk, unfortunately, but that didn't stop the voices in your head from telling you what you wanted to hear when you talked to him. Not to be left out, but Hasbro also developed a Kid Sister doll for the girls, as you just saw. My Buddy had solidified himself as a doll that boys could have and not look girly. Mind you, this was the 80s, and those two universes were clearly separated. My Buddy enjoyed a few years at the top of the food chain. That is, until a certain horror movie came along whose main character was based off of the My Buddy doll. No, not Pinhead.
Oh, yeah. That just dawned on me. Sorry, continue.
Chucky from Child's Play. The good guy dolls were the toy line used in the movie, and they looked like a mirror image of Hasbro's toy line. Chucky's wardrobe and look was heavily inspired by My Buddy. He had the same rainbow-colored shirt, but his overalls were blue and had patterns. The good guy doll could also talk. He would say things like, "Hi, I'm Chucky, and we're friends to the end," or "I like to be hugged," or "You stupid bitch! You filthy slut! I'll teach you to fuck with me!" Unfortunately, because of the movie Child's Play and the good guy dolls looking eerily similar to My Buddy, those toys were kicked out of houses. Those toys were kicked out of houses faster than your drunk uncle trying to borrow money after he just flicked his cigarette at your dad and called him an asshole. My Buddy was great for the little ones, but it wasn't a toy.
Trauma.
It was the 80s, man. My Buddy was great for the little ones, but it wasn't a toy that you could have hanging out of your backpack at school and garner the respect of everyone. Hell, you'll probably be in the toilet getting a swirly right along with your My Buddy doll, and I'm sure many kids still have that memory rolling around in their brains to this day. No, the boys needed something different. Something cool. Something gnarly. Something that would watch over you and protect you from monsters while you slept. Something that would look badass when you had it mounted on your BMX bike and rolling around the neighborhood. In 1986, a company called Amtoy had developed a series of foam rubber balls with grotesque features. They called these things Mad Balls. You could play catch with them or toss them at your little sister and send her screaming. After their success, Amtoy developed something new. A toy with a gnarly, grotesque, and furry look. It was, you guessed it, My Pet Monster.
Oh, bring it.
My Pet Monster.
He's bigger than big.
When he fights battles, he always wins.
And he's your friend, too.
He breaks his chains.
Put him on you and break away, too.
With My Pet Monster, you're busting loose.
So that's where this whole
And helps people, too.
And he's your friend, too.
My Pet Monster plays all day.
Tough.
Awesome.
Looking great.
And all your friends will want him for their friends, too.
My Pet Monster has breakaway chains from Amtoy and American Greetings Company.
They're right. I did want this as my friend. My Pet Monster came out in 1986 and was an instant success. My Pet Monster had a big, ugly nose, long, sharp teeth, horns, weird colored eyes, and handcuffs with breakaway chains. He also had friends. Yes, he was not alone. Other weird, wacky, and grotesque dolls from the same line included Gwonk, Rark, Wogster, and even a My Football Monster complete with football helmet. While mainly targeted towards boys, girls did enjoy having these too. Now, this was the toy that boys had been waiting for. Keeping me safe at night? Check. Earning the respect of the bully who used to put his thumb in my sandwich and then smear it on my glasses? Check. Having my friends ooh and ah at the doll when they came over to spend the night? Check. Oh, how I wish that was all true.
I was like,
Sadly,
can you still call it a doll?
yes, there's nothing wrong with calling it a doll. But sadly,
as he squeezes it closer for comfort.
I'll keep you safe. Don't listen to her. I've never owned a My Pet Monster until now. I picked this guy up on Facebook Marketplace a couple of weeks ago, and he's been by my side ever since. He has been my buddy. He sat on the couch watching the World Cup, on my desk while I played a game of Tetris, and even on the counter in the bathroom while I did my business. Now, I haven't taken him on any adventures yet outside the house, but the possibilities are endless. The world is our oyster. I feel safe with My Pet Monster. I feel like if he were to come alive and start spouting evil things, it would be okay because I'd almost expect it from him. Not unlike the My Buddy doll, who you would tell a secret to in confidence, only to wake up the next day to find he created a whole webpage dedicated to humiliating you, or he actually did trip your grandma down the stairs because she wouldn't let you have that extra cookie right before bed. Thank you very much for going down this memory lane trip with me and hanging out. We have to go back to a time when things... Actually, that was wrong. If you have a My Pet Monster, or you had a My Pet Monster, email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com and tell us all about it. I want to hear your stories of this fantastic and wonderful toy.
Or leave us a comment on Spotify.
There you go. That too. Any outlet of your choice.
Was it the origin of your BDSM kink?
No comment. No comment.
Everyone's having epiphanies tonight.
Thank you, Dee. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Wonder if the guy sold it to you realized that you were going to take him in the bathroom with you.
She probably didn't want to know anything.
I imagine not. Just as long as you keep him far enough away on the counter that he's out of the splash zone.
Yeah, but it's not that kind of business.
Oh, you were jacking off.
No, not that kind of.
Even
Oh,
more
okay.
out of the splash zone. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the show. Thank you, everyone, for listening to episode 219 of Gamers Week Podcast. And a big thank you to the Retro Game Club Podcast, Love Retro BTW, Pixel Prom Production Company, and Absolutely the Best Podcast, a work in progress, for sponsoring this episode. Don't forget to check out their links in the show notes. If you want to connect with Gamers Week, follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky, Gamers Week PC. Watch us right here on Twitch at twitch.tv/Gamers Week Podcast, where we will record live every Wednesday at 8:30 Central Time. Email us at gamersweekpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our merch store at gamers-week-podcast.creator-spring.com, or if you want to do it the easy way, follow the link in the show notes. And last but not least, join us on Patreon at patreon.com/gamersweek. Finally, since you made it all the way to the end of this episode, please leave us a rating and a review to let us know how we did. We really do value your feedback. And while you're there, consider subscribing on iTunes, Spotify, or your podcast platform of choice. So this weekend, for those celebrating Independence Day, please remember that if you blow off your fingers with fireworks, your jacking off days are over.
I mean, if you blow off your fingers in general, it doesn't have to just be fireworks. So,
Yeah.
But this weekend they're more likely to be.
If you do a Jason Pierre-Paul to this weekend,
I wouldn't say it's over. You could do a my left foot situation. Just use your feet.
That
You're gonna
would take some practice.
Yeah.
been working on my flexibility lately.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I can get them over my head now.
Got an SFJ.
You gotta ask.
Self
you
foot
can't
job.
afford it. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us again for another lovely evening. You do make all of this worthwhile. And tune in next week. Be sure to tune in next week because we will be doing a giveaway for one of the games that's been on our new release schedule that was released in June. So the people that are in our patron in our Discord, they will be eligible for one giveaway. And then everybody else that shows up here next week on Wednesday on Twitch, all of you will be eligible for that specific giveaway of that game. So
Imagine if you signed up with our Patreon, you could actually be 2 times a winner.
Double eligible?
Utah,
2 giveaways at the same time?
give it to. That's what I do, man. If I had $1 million. So thank you again. We love you. Have a good night. 3 times a lady. We will see you next week. Happy 4th if you're celebrating that. If not, have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.